Now, FIFA President Sepp Blatter has apologized for his controversial comments about racism in football. But the World Soccer boss is refusing to resign despite numerous people calling for him to step down. Earlier this week, the boss of world football suggested that racist abuse on the pitch could be settled with a handshake after the game. Peter Cabeas has the latest developments.
Blatter's comments were criticized by many English players and even brought a stinging rebuke from British Prime Minister David Cameron, who described them as appalling. But the embattled president says he will not quit over the remarks.
Oh no, I cannot. I cannot resign. Why should I resign? When you are faced with a problem, you have to solve the problem and to go out and to leave the organization. This would be unfair. This would be totally unfair and is not compatible with my fighting spirit, my character, my energy, my commitment, my personal commitment to football.
Meanwhile, South African government minister Tokyo Sexwale says Blatter was wrong to say what he did and that his comments were problematic.
Mr. Blatter, in his earlier statements, that there is racism which ought to be vigorously fought in society, in sport, in football, on the grandstands as well. That statement is correct. What was problematic with his initial statement, as reported, was when he said racism does not exist on the pitch. This was rather unfortunate.
Officials in the UK Players Union are also among those calling for Blatter to quit.
We're just going backwards. It's not good enough, it's embarrassing, and coming on top of his comments that were offensive about female footballers, his homophobic comments about homosexuals not travelling to Qatar, the World Cup bidding process. He won't have technology and over goal line decisions, and the corruption that was so plainly evident at FIFA. It's time that he should go.
English clubs are also weighing in on the matter.
I am against discrimination, any discrimination, and I'm for zero tolerance. So that's quite easy. On the pitch and off the pitch. In the stands and on the pitch. And there's still a lot of work to do in England on that front.
But in the rest of Europe and around the world, Blatter's comments have not been met with the same outrage.
I don't see now why he would have to resign. If a racist act had been committed, then of course that can't be tolerated. But this isn't the case here. I think that often in these situations, we don't stop to think, we become emotional. I am under the impression here that we became emotional in this matter and haven't analyzed what he said, which was that it should end on a handshake.
The football boss is a controversial figure who divides his audience. This past 12 months of his tenure have been a mixed bag. A successful World Cup in South Africa, the promise of taking the cup to the Middle East in 2022, alongside numerous bribery and corruption charges. He was re-elected president this year unanimously, but only after his only challenger was expelled over bribery allegations. Peter Cabeas, CCTV.